Welcome to another episode of Grassroots Affairs, a program designed to look into issues that affects the grassroots, the common people in our society, in terms of politics, economic, security, and social vices. And this is a program that we want to let the people at the grassroots to understand the policies of the government, both at the local and the state and the federal. My name is Tony Ayodele, your host. Welcome to the program. Today, my guest in the house will be touching some vital issues that which a lot of Nigerians are still having doubt, they are confused, they don't really know the policy of the government in terms of the subsidy removal, looking at the power reforms, and also the creation of development commission. These are issues that have been wandering around the countries. But my guest today will be able to delve into it, the advantage of all these things to the grassroots, to the common people, whereby they will have what it takes to really appreciate the policies of this government. I'm being joined by Dr. Anyanwu Chris. He's an accomplished economist with a robust educational background, bachelor degree in economics, and a master in finance, and he has a PhD in development economy. Currently, Dr. Anyanwu is currently serving as a legislative consultant in the National Assembly. You are welcome.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for having me.
Now, let's just first of all look at the topic or the issues that have been going around. The opposition were saying about the president removing the subsidy, first subsidy, on the first day of his inauguration. Can you just tell us your own view, the removal of the first subsidy? Can you enlighten our Nigerians, especially the people at the grassroots, to really understand the removal of this subsidy, what effect positively that it has on them?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tony. Now, before I talk about the importance of the removal of the subsidy to the grassroots, I want us to have a perfect understanding of what this subsidy is all about.
Okay.
First, I want to congratulate President Ahmed Bola Tinubu for having the courage to remove that subsidy. Do you know why?
I don't know why.
Okay.
And my people, my viewers want to know why.
Okay,
on your own side.
The greatest challenge the Nigerian economic managers have ever had is that fuel subsidy. Sustainability problem, mismanagement problem, the associated corruption, and the drainage on the economy. Remember that our economy is centered on energy, oil, gas, petroleum. So anything that clamps down on this energy sector will sink the economy. The Nigerian economy has been sinking because of just that single thing. Now, let me explain to you how. I want to refer you to 2022, I think the MD of NNPC, he made one comment. He said, Nigerians consume 103 million liters of petroleum daily.
Daily, yeah. Which was a kind of debated.
Fine.
It's not right.
Do you understand? And he said, out of which 58 million was being smuggled out of the country. And now what is the implication of that? That means that the smugglers, the West African countries where these things are being sold at 400% benefit more from the so-called petroleum subsidy than Nigerians. And at the same time, it was sinking the economy down. You can imagine what 58 million out of 103 million is. What that means is half of it, or much more than half of it, is being smuggled out. It has been a problem. But most of our leaders have not really told us the truth. They just say, they have all made attempts. The leaders before now have made attempts to remove it, but they didn't have the courage because the mafias behind this thing are larger than life. Dangote said it, that the mafias in the oil sector are larger than life. So what we're trying to say is that, you see, what is even this subsidy? Let's even look at it. We can trace it back to 1973. Yes, thereabout. There was this oil crisis at the world level, and there was a need for Nigeria to stabilize the oil, price home here. Yeah. So I remember 1973, that's 52 years ago or thereabout. So Nigeria has so much money, they didn't know what to do. So they decided that, okay, what we'll do is let us offer our citizens subsidy so that they can be able to afford the petroleum product. So it was a social kind of responsibility. That is not the primary responsibility of the government. Yeah. In fact, it is a policy.
But there are some other countries that also subsidize their fuel.
We'll come to that. Ghana did that.
Of course.
But halfway, they truncated it. But let us understand our own from the origin.
Okay.
So, when government now gave the subsidy, which is a social responsibility, like I said, it's not a primary responsibility of the government. In fact, subsidy is a financial assistance the government is giving to the citizens so that they can be able to afford petroleum product, right? Now, it was a good venture then. But as time passed by, leaders begin to realize that the sustainability issue is a problem. The corruption is a problem. How is the corruption a problem? Let me tell you. The petroleum marketers, sorry to use that word, because we have to mention certain things so that the grassroots people understand exactly how these things happen. They are the ones that collect the so-called subsidies. They free money to them. A very good example is that if maybe oil price then was 100 naira, federal government is now saying, okay, I want to offer 15 naira so that the consumers at the pump price will offer 15 naira. So that brings the pump price to 100 naira. I'm giving an example, right?
Okay.
Now, what that means is that government will use this 15 naira and be given to these marketers and all those people. You understand me? Why we will pay 50, but at the end of the day, it becomes 100 naira. Now, these mafias, do you know what they do? The money is a huge money, in trillions, every year. So they will collect it, it's free money. When they collect the money, they will now go and buy the fuel. Remember that we mentioned 103 million and 58 million, right?
Yeah.
They will use that money that government gave them as a free money. They will now buy petrol. Then you see them sending it out to West African countries via the open border. They go there and sell what? At 400 or 500% and make huge money. Why the economy suffers?
How? In what way does the economy suffer?
Yeah, how the economy suffers is that, like, the statistics is that we use 103 million, right?
Yeah.
And more than half of it goes out. So do you understand?
Yeah.
So what that means is that these people it's like you take a loan from, I will come to that, in agriculture. The farmers will take a loan. Then they will now send the product out and sell it cheaper. So the economy suffers. So at the end of the day, Nigerians are not getting the benefit for the fuel subsidy. So what I'm trying to say is that when this administration came to power, of course they were briefed. The president is not, whatever you say, give it to him. This is a professional. He was briefed and he decided to ambush these mafias because they are tough enough. If the president had gone to sit down in office, these people will come. They are so powerful. They can give the president conditions. I'm telling you the truth. So the president didn't want any discussion. So what he did was, before he even got to the office, he did what? Gone. So that opportunity. And I can assure you that that is the greatest thing that have happened to the economy of this country. Removal of that subsidy. And people who are no longer benefiting from it are the people fighting hard now. So
but looking at the removal now.
Yes.
Looking at the situation we are in this country now, the economy of this country is very, very bad. Let me use that word, very bad. Because people are complaining. Market prices are going up. Food cannot be purchased at will. So people are saying that the effect of this subsidy removal is hurting to the people. Secondly, Nigerians are saying that before this removal, what are the avenues, what are the palliatives that the president didn't put in place or should have put in place before removing, so that the economic crunch that they are facing now will not be there?
Okay.
Most especially the grassroots.
Okay, fine. Now, let me make you understand this. There is what we call multiplier effect. What that means is that the moment you touch the energy sector, say petroleum product, you increase it, the effect will multiply in terms of prices of other commodities will increase. Of course. And that is what we are witnessing.
Yeah.
But I want Nigerians to understand that what we're witnessing now is just the pain of labor, after which the pain will disappear. I have a strong belief in that. The reason is this. See, when the subsidy was removed, prices went up. It's natural. If anybody tells you that palliative would have been put in place before, nothing would have stopped that multiplier effect. It's an economic theory. You can't stop it. It will be there. So it is a sacrifice that Nigerians have to make for the future. Remember, this program has been there for 52 years. Do you understand? Yeah. So that sacrifice has to be made. After the removal, now, what government is doing now is to plug in that money into infrastructural and superstructural facility development, which will benefit the citizens. So, as the facilities are coming up, people will gravitate towards those facilities and they will begin to generate economic activities, which will in turn bring down those prices. And I can assure you, Tony, as we speak now, prices of foodstuffs like rice, maize is coming down compared to when we started this journey. True or false? That is true. So what that means is that there will be a time, in economic theory, there will be a time when price cannot continue to go up forever. Yeah. It will get to a point. Yes, it will now start coming down. So we have started witnessing that. And it's going to be massive because the infrastructural facilities are coming in. Let me give you an example. The Lagos-Calabar highway.
People are saying there's an elephant project that
yes,
Nigerians don't need it now.
Look, let me tell you. For you to get what we call economic growth, there must be increase in economic activity. While that activity is going on, people are contributing. Then you have what we call economic growth. Then you talk about development. Even if that lane is a track road, are you listening to me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
Farmers will be using it. They are increasing the GDP of the country. I'm saying even if it's the least, I want you to go to your village and close all the track roads. Tony, do you understand me? And see how the effect it will have. You will not understand the usefulness of those track roads till you close them because they are being used. So the coastal highway is a magnificent, is a wonderful idea. Even if it's not completed now and it's completed tomorrow, this is a project that will last for centuries.
Yes, we know it will last for centuries.
And excuse me, let me tell you, see, as the road is there now, people are using it for what? Mostly economic activities. And that is good enough. Shikena.
Well, to my viewers,
yes,
most especially the grassroots, they appreciate what you've just explained now.
Yeah.
But to them, what they are looking at is how to get food on their table, how they can get to the market, get these stuffs at a good price. But removing the fuel subsidy, according to you now, for government subsidizing the fuel. Look, let me take you back to, let me refresh your memory. This period you are talking about, some of our refineries were working.
Yes.
If our refineries are working, why did government need to subsidize fuel?
Okay. See, it is
because we have a refinery in Nigeria.
Yes.
About 5 of them, if I'm correct. But if these refineries are working, what is the need for the federal government to subsidize fuel in the first instance? Can you so that my viewers can understand?
Okay, first let me talk about
because they have been talking about fuel subsidy, where we have our refineries that are working.
Yes.
So how come? What is the need for putting in the subsidy?
Okay, so let's not go into the complexity of why the refineries are not working. That we may not have that time to digest it. But the reality is this: for the grassroots, you see, I want to appeal to everybody. Like I said, what we are experiencing now, from an economic point of view, I am not speaking like a politician. I am defending my profession from, from evidence.
Okay.
I am seeing that the policy is working. You might not see it. I was listening to Abate, Dr. Abate, Arise TV. That was last week, and he was like, the government of the day say they are making so much money in subsidy removal, and at the same time they are borrowing, that they cannot reconcile it.
I was about coming to the issue of borrowing.
And that they cannot reconcile it. I laughed.
And the state governors are getting more allocation to them.
It's fine. Let's leave the state government for now. We'll come to that. Now, Abate is a lawyer and a journalist and may not have an in-depth, understanding on how an economy, works. Do you understand me? There are limits to borrowing. There are thresholds. Nigeria is about 50 something,
52%.
So fine.
The threshold is about 70%.
Do you understand me? So these people who are borrowing this money, they are not mad to ask you to just come and borrow money. But now let's go to the grassroots. Please, I want to appeal to Nigerians. This policy will benefit us, even to the grassroots. Think of it. We just talked about the coastal highway. Are there no villages there? And their economic activities that will develop along that lane from Lagos to Calabar. There is no other way. Government will not come and feed you. Tony, no way. Government will only provide the environment that will enable you go into economic activity and help yourself. That road alone, as it's going, the grassroots people are there. Come out, develop yourself. Is it farming? Is it agriculture or whatever thing you can do? That road will be very helpful. There's no better way. And other projects that are coming, that is the only way it can benefit the grassroots. No other way. If any government say they want to come and feed you, it doesn't work, Tony.
Now, looking at the palliative that the federal government is just, look at this palliative that the federal government is just giving to cushion the effect. Do you see it as a way in terms of eliminating the problem of this grassroots? The common one.
Well, if you ask my opinion, my candid opinion,
as an economist, do you look at a palliative can really
to me, it is just a way of telling a baby, please don't cry. It's not as if you heal the wound. The main way to heal the wound is Nigerians should wake up to their responsibility of increasing their various economic activities. That's all. The government does not have the responsibility to give you food. I keep using that word. They will provide the lights. They will provide the road. They will give you the electricity. That is the area we are looking at. Then it is up to you to be a producer.
That takes me to my next question.
Yes.
The power reform. What's your view?
Now, the power reform.
Looking at the GENCO, the DISCO, and the transmission company. When you look at these three bodies, and with the new power reform, how do you think the common people will be able to appreciate the issue of power? Because power has been a bedrock of most of the manufacturing companies in this country that are closed down. So, with this new reform, what can you say about that?
Yes, I want to tell you this thing, Tony. Apart from the removal of this fuel subsidy, which I gave the president 100%, another one I'm going to give the president 90% or even 98% is the Electricity Act. Governments before now have tried to solve that electricity problem in the country, which is a bedrock of development. They failed. Now, let me make you people understand this. Why did they fail? Now, in 2013, the government of the day privatized electric sector, right?
Yeah.
We brought in 11 discos to distribute, right? They'll buy from the TCN, right? Now, these people came and we were hoping to get something close to what the communication industry was, where you pay.
Yeah.
But the reversal was the case. What happened? Let me tell you. Let us see where the problem is, then we'll get to the grassroots. When they came, the discos buy the electricity from the TCN. They pay cash. It's like a trader. They have their stock. Now they are to distribute and make their money, right? Now, when they have that stock of electricity, Nigerians, me and you, started stealing from it via illegal connections, via bypass, via vandalizing. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And as his business people, they started losing. Then the worst of it is that even the one they have succeeded in selling to, let me say, federal government agencies. Tony, federal government agencies in Nigeria is owing the discos very close to 45 billion. As I speak to you, I have the statistics. The one they have managed to sell, when they go to collect it, we had the case of Ikeja.
Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Understand,
They are brutalized. So they are choked up. And remember, this is business, because the privatization gave them 60% and government has 40%. So they have to make profit before they go. So with all this problem, they started cutting corners. As I speak to you now, Tony, more than 95% of all these discos, 11 discos, have never declared profit for the past 5 years. Take my word. And they are cutting corners. Now, when this president came, let me explain to you. He looked at the situation and said, what? We can't do with this. He now brought in the Electricity Act. What this act means is that they are now saying the states can generate and distribute the power. Are you with me?
Yeah.
They have developed a very big economy at the state level. What that means is that the local governments can now liaise with the states to generate and distribute what? Power. Down to the grassroots, employment will come. Down to the grassroots, power supply will come. Remember that currently, as I speak to you, I think Enugu Electricity Distribution Company is taking the lead.
Yeah.
They have a pact with Abia State government, right?
It's about
OT, yes. Currently, as I speak to you last week, OT has signed an MOU with Enugu Electricity Distribution Company to service 8 local governments. So the grassroots is going to get the power. Are you with me? The employment is going to come. These are all the offshoots of what we're talking about, removal of the subsidy and channeling the money into areas that will generate economic activities. So the grassroots is going to benefit. Prices of electricity products is going to come down because there is competition. The discourse now, I can assure you, when that act was signed, more than 11 states in Nigeria have gone to NEC to require for license to generate. Do you understand me? Enugu is on the lead. When Enugu advertised that people should come and, take licenses, Tony, the first people that applied is the Enugu Electricity Distribution Company. And they gave them, hold on, they gave them a license. They started cheating people. Do you know what the governor did? He just analyzed 1 or 2 things and called them and said, please bring down the price of this. And they brought it down. So the local people will now begin to enjoy life at a very reasonable price.
Looking at the issues now, the issue of the tariff, the band A, band B, band C, this tariff has not really helped the common people because of the economic crunch in the country. How do you think the government can really look into this tariff? Because some of my friends, when they buy maybe 1,000, 10,000 naira on band A, the unit given to them is nothing to write home about. So looking at this area of tariff on this electricity distribution act, do you see to be something that is very favorable into the, especially to the people on the streets?
Tony, I've explained this thing to you. See,
because a lot of people are saying that we are just talking about transmitting, distribution, but what about the capability to pay to buy this energy?
Tony, the first and the most important thing is let this thing be available first.
Availability without able to...
First, let it be available.
Okay.
Secondly, let your own people be in charge. The states are in charge now. I have given you an example of what Enugu Electricity Commission, Regulatory Commission did. They confronted this disco and they brought down the price of even the band A we are talking about. So let's not go into band A, band B. The primary thing is that the government of the day has brought in a policy that will bring in competition that will drop the price, and the price has started dropping in at least Enugu Electricity Distribution company, and we are seeing it. Other states are watching. Remember, this is a policy. It takes a long time to work, and we are just halfway. And it has started. We have started seeing. We started seeing outcome. It is only maybe after 4 years that we can now do some analysis to, impact analysis to see how it works. So the grassroots people are at most advantage because this policy is going to bring down the price. It's going to make it available via their states. And they have the right to hold their state responsible if they are not getting it, unlike when it was centralized at the disco level.
Now that brings me up to another area of this commission that the federal government has created, the 5 more additional development commission. How important do you think those commissions can affect development in the state?
Well, Tony, that's another wonderful one. I know Nigerians we are into critics. Some people will say maybe a government has brought in. No, you see, I'm speaking as an economist, not even as a Nigerian. I will tell you the truth. We are realists. I'll just give you the truth. Now, Tony, see. Nigerians have been asking for, they want regional power, they want regional economy, they want structural, they should be structured this and that. There is no better restructuring than the development of these additional 5 development commissions. The solution is the creation of this. What the government of the day has done is to challenge the regions, what people are asking for. They say they want regional government, right? What is regional government? It's all about regional economy, because that is the basis of regional power. True or false, Tony? Yeah. So he has empowered them silently without anybody knowing. He has restructured the Nigerian system without people talking so much about it. Now the regions will have to go home and start up a competition. The North has been very fantastic in agriculture. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
That commission will now boost our economic activities. Are you with me? Generate outputs. Are you with me? Generate outcomes. Are you with me? The impact on the economy will now be felt not only on that region, but generally, because their goods and services will be going to other areas. The South is there with their water economy. Are we together? So the advantage is so much that it is interrelated. I can assure you that if these commissions put in their input, if they put in even 20% of the resources that is given to them, Nigeria will change in the next 4 years. This regional power the president has created, this regional economy he has created, the grassroots is going to enjoy it, because the power has now been decentralized, the so-called decentralized power. Power is all about what you use to share the resources, true or false. So the resources has to be there first before you talk about power. If Nigeria doesn't have the resources, all this political here and there will not work, true or false. So he has laid a foundation that will create employment at the grassroots level via the regions, and via what we call the regions taking up what we call competitive advantage on what they do best. Where will you find a state like Nasarawa State that has so much solid mineral resources? They will bluster it. Agriculture, they know they will bluster it. In the South, do you understand?
But
so
looking at our peculiar issues about corruption,
yes.
Do you think that this creation of this commission will also open more for corruption in the society? See, because we can't take, people will look at it that you are just creating it and
an
avenue for people to be corrupt, to enrich themselves and this. But it will have what economic benefit would this be? Knowing our peculiar ways of doing things in Nigeria, and the grassroots people will not able to benefit. Creating it, putting politicians there, but how will they able to get the grassroots people to benefit for the reason of creation? We are now just talking about creation of states. So, taking all these things together, how do you look at this development commission? Because we have already analyzed the regional, but in terms of corruption, can this commission really live to give out the best
To create an impact. Okay, to
in the life of the people in the local government.
Yes, let me now tell you. There's one adage in Yoruba language. I can't really make it out, but it says, if you are eating a roasted yam and you cover your hand, no matter how careful you are, some will drop on the floor for the ants.
Okay. All right. Yes, go ahead.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the ants will find a way to. Corruption is another topic of the day in respect to Nigerian system. But like I told you, it is high time Nigerians should begin to ask for, accountability from the people that are ruling them. We don't. We only went to religious sentiments.
Because we are poor.
No.
Because poverty has embedded in us.
No. We don't know that we are supposed to ask for that accountability. We don't, because of religious sentiment, because of tribal sentiment, because of ethnicity and so many other things. It's a big problem. That's why we don't ask. If we're asking the president now to give us account, people from his own region will say, did let Baba give us account? So it's a problem we have come to stay with. But irrespective of that, I can assure you that the little that comes in that is invested will benefit every other Nigerian, including the grassroots. They should have patience.
Well, before we round up, I think as an economist, what can you advise the government in order to alleviate the problem and poverty we have in the country?
Yeah, first, before I advise the government, I need to talk to the grassroots people. See, there is no situation that is permanent. Change will always come. And at times the change will look as if it wants to kill us. By the special grace of God, it will not kill us. My advice is, in this hardship situation we find ourselves, there's a light in the tunnel because the policies are working. I can tell the whole world that realistically, but we need to have patience. We need to increase our economic activities. Just do more economic activities to have more money in your pocket so that you can meet up your needs. That's all. Prices will come down. I challenge anybody to that, so have faith. Now, on the government part, the last regime had poor pass. Because of what? This was a man who had so much confidence in that he would do very well, especially in the area of fighting corruption and all that. But he performed a poor pass. May his soul rest in peace.
To your own view.
As an economist, I know, because activities wasn't going. Somebody who took 6 months before he constituted his cabinet, before he came, of course, the civil servants looted the treasury. We know. So now, the government of the day should learn from that. Because part of the problem is that we don't learn from our previous mistakes and know how to go the way forward. I want to challenge the government of the day to specifically establish a monitoring and evaluation commission. In fact, independent monitoring and evaluation commission that will institutionalize M&E in all the projects, policies that is being implemented, so that the grassroots people will be part of that M&E. Transparency will be there, accountability will be there, because the 2022 national policy on monitoring and evaluation stipulates that every government policy, project, program must be monitored, evaluated, and the reports should come out. What is happening today is that people are doing the things they are doing because there is no report. When we have this, what I will call accountability system, put it in place, all these policies, we are monitoring them. All the projects we are monitoring them, reports are coming out. People will be a little conscious of how they mismanage the system. So the government should do something about it.
Well, I think that is how we are going to end up today's program. I want to thank my guest, Dr. Chris Anyanwu, for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And you've had a little bit from him, and I believe so much that you were able to deduce 1 or 2 things from his opinion and view on the situation. He's an economist, so he was able to give us on his own economic perspective about the situation in the country. Till other day, I want to say my sincere appreciation to all of you that have been part of this program, and I believe that by the next episode, somebody sometime, somebody somewhere too will be able to appreciate that this country belongs to all of us and it's going to be better. My name is Tony Adele. See you next week. Bye-bye.